Hey there, how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward, and right now I'm in the process of editing a workout video that I shot the other day, and this is a complete chest workout using the Positions of Flexion style of training. And this is my favorite workout program, hands down. I mean, if I had to choose just one program to follow for the rest of my training days, it would be Positions of Flexion. And I like it because it hits all the major muscle groups through a full range of motion for complete development. So let's just jump right into it, the full Positions of Flexion chest workout. And to start things off, I'm using the Incline Chest Press Machine. And this is a mid-range exercise, but I like using the chest press machine because I find it a good warm-up for the chest, shoulders, and triceps. And I find that it's very easy on the shoulder joint and the rotator cuff. So I'm doing this kind of as a mid-range / warm-up exercise before I get into my heavier free weight bench presses. I really like this PowerTech bench press setup because it's very similar to a hammer strength machine that you would see in the gym. The handles are independent, and I'll show you what I mean. It's independent resistance, so I can do independent pressing. And this will become apparent if you do have an imbalance. So if one side is a little stronger, you'll notice that you won't be pressing equally. So by doing exercises like this that have independent resistance, it will help to create balance and proportion between the left and right sides, and thus over time you'll have equal development. So with each of these exercises, I'm going to be doing several progressively heavier warm-up sets. Do not skimp on the warm-ups. A lot of times people are afraid to do warm-ups, or afraid that the warm-ups are going to take away from their max strength. And that is a mistake. I mean, the warm-up sets, if you do them properly, are only going to improve your technique, improve your confidence with the weight, and actually help you with your max effort sets. I mean, you don't need to take your warm-ups to failure or anything like that. Just go through the motions and do several progressively heavier warm-up sets to build yourself up to your top weight working set. And once I get up to my top weight working set, I'm going to do 2 to 3 sets of around 10 to 12 repetitions. And the next exercise is the flat barbell bench press. This is kind of like the bread and butter exercise for chest workouts. And for this one, I'm going to, again, do several progressively heavier warm-up sets and work my way up to performing 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions. And you notice that I like to use powerlifting wrist straps when I'm doing the bench press, and I find that this just helps to support the wrist joint, and it makes the exercise more comfortable. So if you do find that bench presses or pretty much any exercise hard on the wrist joint, something you might want to consider is wearing powerlifting wrist straps. And I actually have a video where I go into detail explaining the benefits of wraps and straps and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to check that out, you can do so. I'll have a link to it in the video description below. You'll also notice here how I'm doing bench presses in the power rack with the safety pin set. And this is how you can bench press safely by yourself with no need of a spotter. And if you are going to be doing free weight bench presses, I would definitely recommend doing them in the power rack. It could save your ass or save you from getting stapled to the bench and end up seriously hurting yourself. Now, after the mid-range exercises, we're going to do some fully stretched exercises. And for this one, I'm going to be doing an incline bench dumbbell fly. And I find doing flies on an incline bench gives me a really good stretch in the chest, and it takes some of the strain off the shoulder joint. I mean, everybody's a little bit different, but I find if I do flat bench flies, it actually places more strain and aggravation on my rotator cuff and on my shoulder joint. But when I do them on a slight incline bench, like I'm showing here, I find that it's much more comfortable and actually get a deeper stretch throughout the chest muscles. When you're doing this exercise, really focus on going through a full range of motion, feeling your chest stretch as you're doing the exercise. Hold that fully stretched position for a second or so in the bottom to really get that full stretch in the muscle. And don't worry about weight. This is a stretching exercise. It's not a power exercise. So focus on the quality of the exercise and not simply trying to move heavy weight. And for the incline fly, I recommend doing 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions. And the next exercise in the Positions of Flexion chest workout is a peak contraction move. And for this one, I'm using the cable crossover fly. Now, a lot of people will probably look at this and say, well, why am I doing 2 different fly exercises back to back? Well, the cable fly feels totally different than a dumbbell fly. When you're using dumbbells, you're going to get the majority of the tension in the bottom range of motion, meaning when your arms are extended out to the sides and your chest is stretched. That's where you're going to feel the most of the tension. When you're doing a cable crossover fly, you're going to get the majority of the tension when your arms are together and you get that peak contraction. So it's the complete opposite of using dumbbells, right? The dumbbell fly is a stretch exercise. The cable crossover fly is a peak contraction exercise. And for this one, I recommend doing high repetitions. I personally like to shoot for 12 to 15 reps, really focusing on getting a good squeeze and a peak contraction in the chest with each repetition. And to finish off the workout, we're going to do some push-ups. And for this, I like to do 3 sets to failure. This is where you can really let it all hang out. I mean, you can rep out to failure and you can do so safely with no risk of injury, no risk of getting stapled to a bench with a heavy barbell or anything like that. I mean, you can just pump it out and let it all out. So, I mean, whatever you've got left in the tank, rep it out with the push-ups and you'll get a fantastic pump in the chest. It's a great way to finish off a chest workout and it'll really help to spur on some new muscle growth. So that concludes the chest workout. Now to quickly recap, we started off with the Incline Chest Press Machine for 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Then we did the Barbell Bench Press, our main mid-range compound exercise for 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions, followed by a fully stretched exercise with the Dumbbell Fly for 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Then we moved on to our peak contraction exercise with the Cable Crossover Fly, 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. And then we finished things off with 3 sets of push-ups, repping out to failure as a finishing/pumping exercise. Now with all these exercises, do as many progressively heavier warm-up sets as you feel you need in order to work up to your top working weight. So there you go. That's a full Positions of Flexion chest workout. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback about this video, please feel free to post those down in the comment section below. And if you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can stay up to date with all my latest workout videos. Have yourself a fantastic day, and I look forward to talking to you in my next video.